Right. Let's bring up Steel Stratum. Such a cool name. Such a devilishly cool name. Clink and bling. Let's organize stream a bit better. And turn those off as well. Here we go. Me in the middle? Is that fun? Maybe. Je ne sais pas. Let's just put it there for now. Well done. Where am I? Where are we? No, wrong. Wrong window. Right. Can change this bit too. Updating the stream info. I have to choose the right keyboard layout. I hope that updates live or in real time. So this is an announcement stream. I'm going to stream over on Twitch in a little while. Game streaming. Right now though, I'm also showing off this Steel Stratum here, game I'm currently developing. I made some updates today. It is a 2-player game. It can be played via stream chat. You play as one team of robots, these 3 pink ones against these 3 turquoise ones down here. And you switch turns. This list represents these 3 robots. Numbers correspond to numbers here. Same with this side, 1, 2, 3. And you take turns moving. You get 2 moves for every droid for each turn. So I can move over here and charge this sentry gun there. And now you see the reach of said sentry gun represented by a circle. I can move over here and recharge my droid by accessing the solar panel. You see that this droid's energy level is represented here. If you reach 0 energy, that droid can't do anything. It can be recharged by a fellow droid who has a surplus of energy. But it can't do anything by itself. If all your droids reach 0 energy, then you lose by default. You can also create a lay-down cable, which this droid up there just did. Now it has to be connected. You can create a network of cables and use that to recharge your droids, as long as you're standing on the network. But the network has to connect to a solar panel. This is not connected. I'll do the same with this guy. Every action costs energy, by the way. So if I now go here and lay down cable there, it will connect to this solar panel, and we shall see this switch to the team color. There you go. same there. Oh, right now. There. Since this gun was powered, it checked to see if any enemies were in range. None were. So now we continue to the next. You can see we have a small network of one cable there and a network of two cables over here. This guy will put another charge, costs 2 energy. You can see what any move will cost down here. Now, because it turns red here and energy expenditure becomes exclamation marks. Because if I click myself, that means I try to increase my armor by building more armor for myself. I don't have enough energy for that. That would cost 3, and I only have 1. So I can't do that. I can move. I wonder if I can click here. Oh, can I click a C button maybe to continue? Yes, I could. That's interesting. That should not be possible to happen. That's a bug. He managed to lay down cable there at the cost of 3 energy, but that shouldn't be possible. So I'm still debugging. Still, I made updates today, so of course there'll be bugs. That was the second bug I discovered actually. Now this guy, this is another bug, is that this is robot number 1, as you can see there. It's this one, or droid, sorry. But this is, his card isn't marked. That's another bug, and I don't understand why. It's very annoying. But oh well. I can use, he has an energy of 9. I can access this solar panel to recharge myself. I think I'll move over here. That might be stupid. I'll do it for the sake of demonstration. So I'm going to repeat that I'll soon be streaming on Twitch. I have found a new game. I managed to find a new game yesterday on Steam, sorry. Because I've been looking for a game which is different from the ones I've been playing. I want a bit of variety in atmosphere and well, I guess mostly atmosphere on the gameplay channel. I found one that I haven't tried yet, but it looks adorable. It looks like it might be could be a welcome change of pace from the very dark Iron Fury, sort of cyberpunk, intense and violent shoot 'em up, first-person shooter, if you like. Guess that's actually different from shoot 'em up within the gaming community. So I got to move on and build more network. Let's expand the network. Actually, he can start by recharging himself. There, quick. He can do that twice. The greatest amount of energy anyone can have is 16. There he... Yeah, so now this gun fired on this droid here. His armor sank to 2. But what he can do now, if he accesses this gun, he will reduce... If it is charged by the opposite team, he will reduce its charge by 1. Boing. And so right now it has no charge. Oh, that's odd. Why did that happen? Oh. Oh right, I believe there's another bug that happens when I use the game with OBS. So that droid actually spent, if I, at the end of the round, for example, if I click the mouse on the game window, it registers that as a press of a key, specifically the enter key, and thus performs the action, which is to repair the current droid. So that's why his armor, which was 2, rose to 3. And then he only had 1 action because I thought he would have 1 more action. If he did, he could have charged this gun himself, you know, making it target this guy. Oh well. Filling up on energy there. Oh no, he's out of energy. Well, at least he only has 1, so he can't do anything. He can't repair himself. He could move somewhere, like there. For example. Anyway, that new game that I acquired on Steam, I first thought I would wait with streaming it until next week, but I started this stream quite early. So if I go over soon, we might even have 2 hours, and that might be enough to, check it out. It looks very good. I mean, graphically. So I'm hoping my computer and connection can stand showing such a gorgeous game at a decent rate while streaming. I'm not sure of that, but we shall try and hope that it works. I think most of my viewers will be absolutely delighted. But I don't know. I haven't tried playing it. The gameplay seems simple enough. I checked the controls. There doesn't seem to be too much complexity in it, so control-wise anyway. So I'm hoping it is competently made in that regard, in game mechanic and gameplay. By the looks of it, it's an automatic hit. Anyway, let's move over here, build some more cable. It's number 3. So I'm really annoyed that this doesn't show up, these cards. Let's just recharge. This guy can power this gun twice. See over here, the card, the marker background color there shows up around the white card to show us. He can actually now, what he can do is, if you're standing next to an enemy, you can attack them. I think that only costs 1 energy, let's see. And should take 1 armor from him. Oh no, it costs 3 energy, but it takes 2 armor, right? That's no problem. This guy has lots of energy, so... Actually, he can now, this guy has 12 energy. He can give half of that to this guy, so he also can act, because he has 0. Let's do that. So now they both have 6. Yeah, now this gun shot twice there, reducing the armor of 2 of these. The first shot, it targets clockwise like this. So it shot this shot first and this shot second. So number 3 here. And for every shot, the power goes down by 1. Power of the gun. Not the range. Although in the next round, the gun will have the range corresponding to the power left in it. But the range will be the same throughout one targeting session. So it shot here with the power of 2, reducing armor to 2, and there with the power of 1, reducing it to 3. This guy should have 2 moves, but he has only 1 energy, which is a bit of a pity. So I couldn't check if I was correct about my bug. Pity that. He built some cable there, now he can actually recharge himself. handily. He can... Oh no, he can't recharge. He can not lay cable. Well, he could because of the bug. So let him do that for kicks. Oh, I forgot to lay cable there. What a pity. Team number 2 running dangerously low on energy. Well, actually, so is team number 1. You can't really skip moves, though. He should do something. Okay, he can move over there, I guess. No, he can't. That's too far. I guess you can press C to kind of skip moves. Maybe I should put in a function to skip moves. There might be times when you want to stand in the same place. You know, for example, this guy here he's laid some cable there. Maybe he would like to stand there and wait until a teammate puts some more. You know, connects him to the network. So this guy shall charge up, and then I'll show you a feature. Now this guy can charge up. How much would that cost me? 13. He can move over here, and if you're standing on enemy network, you can deconstruct it. So if I press a laying cable or issue that command here, he will remove that. You can see all these connections here turned white, meaning they are not active. So these guys can't recharge however much they want to. They would have to reconnect. We'll just charge that gun, I suppose. No one got hit by any guns. That's how it works at the moment, with a few bugs. But I had this much, at least, of this networking code, the cable network code down. There was one bug in it that was it was due to quite a large error, logical error in code, but it was mostly due to when I executed a certain amount of code. So it depended on where it actually depended quite a bit on which solar panel you were connected to. If you were connected to the last solar panel, there was a large risk that that the program wouldn't detect all of your network. So often player 2 would have a partially inactive network. It was interesting. That was thankfully quite easy to solve. Then I ran into another bug. I just worked on the UI, sort of making it more understandable, because at first the cable network was only represented by these large blobs in the middle of every tile, and you couldn't see those if the droid was standing on top of them. So it was a little bit unclear if a droid was on network or not. And that would be important for both players to know. You know, if you want to expand your network, to know every part of it. And of course, if you want to disrupt network, to know, does this enemy droid have access to it or not? All of those things. So I added these little diagonal dots, diagonally situated dots. And then I wanted them to do this display whether it was charged or not, like they do now. So if they're colored, then they are active. They are live wires. And if they're not, then they're not. But then I had the weirdest problem, which I solved it in a sense, but in a very clunky way. Winner player 2 won because why? Sorry? This guy still has energy left, and he has armor left. Oh, this is weird. So another bug we discover here. Oh, okay, it didn't update. Right, it hadn't updated the graphic. Yeah, he moved there and he'd used his last energy to remove that cable. Good. That was not another bug. The win-lose conditions are still valid and not bugged. After I solve the presently discovered bugs, I shall endeavor to add another win scenario or two. Anyway, yes, right. So I wanted to display this white here, and I'm programming this in C++, which is maybe that's too technical. Never mind. I had trouble connecting the white. I used the same white graphic, bitmap, which is a graphic file for all the white that you see, all the completely white that you see, except for behind text, which is automatically generated when you print text. All these white dots, these white borders here, these white cards, all of that. For all that, I use the same bitmap. And just display where needed and as large as needed. It's quite large. It's almost as large as the playing field. In its full form. You just limit how much of it you want to display. But I couldn't make that appear for those little white dots. That has to do... I was connected in some sense to the class system of C++. It's nothing new. I don't think I need to explain it to make people understand. Also, I don't completely understand what went wrong, so doesn't help. But a curious thing was I did the same thing for when they are colored. The way I wrote the code or connected, the code to the image file of these pink dots is the same way I used to connect the white image file to these white dots. But didn't work. They turned out black. And I couldn't figure out why. And it seemed to me that I did the exact same thing at the same place in code. And I still can't understand what went wrong. What happened was I just created another so-called pointer or handle, which is like another address label for memory, for the program to use to look in memory for the image file. And after I did that and used it the exact same way, it worked. So problem solved, but I don't understand what the problem was, which really bugs me. But again, there are many things I don't understand about C++ still, so I think it will be several years before I understand the complete complexities, if ever, of such a large programming language. Frankly, I don't think... there are probably very few people, if any, who know all of it. But a good deal of people know much more than I do, that's for sure. Okay, is that enough of a introduction? I was hoping that a few more people would turn up by now so I could make announcements. Sometimes when this happens, I'm getting... I doubt that I'm actually streaming, or is it because I'm so early? I'm relatively early in streaming today. So I really wonder... Maybe I should do some announcement on the Hive. I think I will. For the moment. I've already been streaming for like half an hour. Almost. Time flies. Oh, I need to log in here as well now. Discord? Yes, apparently. Oh, dear lord. So for different purposes I use different keyboard setting. I have like Swedish, Danish, Japanese, and British English, and I have a few others that I use very rarely, but and, so I'm used to writing mostly with the Swedish and British versions, but I know more. My keyboard is Swedish, so some things like hashtags and @ signs, I don't know exactly where they are on the British keyboard, for example. So sometimes when I have that set, I can't write what I want, and then need to switch. Where did I put my passwords? Okay, someone is apparently ringing on my doorbell, so excuse me a short while. Maybe they rung the wrong one. I don't know. No one answered the intercom. I mean, quite often people who want to get in and deposit advertisement in our post boxes will ring, but that's usually earlier. Usually, sometimes people just are late to work, I guess. Oh, right. Is it that one, really? Yes, I suppose it is. No, sorry, I'm looking for the Discord. Like many people, I have a lot of passwords. I keep telling myself I'm going to rewrite this list to make it easier, and remove some of the ones I don't use anymore. But I haven't so far. Earth was my Discord. Oh, seriously? What? Could it be that one? That's very cryptic of me. It was. Okay. Maybe I should clarify that to myself. Didn't know why sometimes I'm so vague on these sheets of passwords, but never mind. Okay, so I shall announce on Discord. Make some announcement here. Um, wasn't there a promotions hashtag? Or is it on? No, no, it's not announcements. It's on in promotions. I'm sure of it. There we go. It's locked nowadays. Or is it? No, it seems to be okay. Okay, so let's share the link. I'm sorry if this is boring. We'll share the Twitch address as well. Okay, there I'm done with that. See if that brings anyone over. We're at 32 minutes. For now, I think I'll play a bit of Untrodden Lands. Oops. Because that's been a while and I'd like to do something with that. And I haven't played it much since it got finished, as it were. Nope. Ding! Phew. Change the music, please. Guess this could be smaller. Huh? Go. I guess I should have taken screenshots of Steel Stratton. We'll do that in a little while on Twitch, I guess. So we have this character. Should I create another one for kicks? New character. Which name should we have? I don't want to linger too much on this, so let's name him this, and what kind should he be? I like these guys. Let's create a sort of thief character, I guess. Vagabond as basic, and then we'll do illusionist. Give him a few skills there, or really many. And what else should he have? Archery sucks, by the way. It's not good in the game at all. Do that, and then we do athlete. Oh dear, I'm going to have no skills in healing and such. Oh well. Just runner. Oh, this is going to be a very bad character. It's not quite what I want. I'm going to restart the game. That's the fastest way. So, Vagabond. The Vagabond class is the only one that has access to all skills from the start. So everyone can level in all skills during the game, but that takes much longer. So especially if you want things like Illusionist. I think that's the only one which is only available to Vagabonds. All the other ones are available through the other classes, but no other class gets you all the other ones. And none of them gives you, except this one gives you access to Illusionist, which you use to sort of snake your way out of being robbed. Not really. You still get robbed, but you, through trickery, convince your robber that you have much less in terms of wealth than you do. So, couple of levels in Physician is always good. And then do we do Athlete? Let's put it all in Runner. Oh, why did I? Do I want to be a fighter? Is that meaningful? I'm not thinking straight here. Come on. Do that, and yes, Physician, and because, I mean, basically you want fighting, running, or Illusionist to get out of, to get unscathed out from being robbed. Since I have a lot of levels in Illusionist, I should just leave that be. Being Athlete seems sort of redundant. Same for, well, Soldier can also level in a few other things. Maybe he should be Inventor. That sounds interesting. What is? I just don't remember what they can do. Let's see. Ow, yeah. But this is okay. Engineer and Geologist, those are good ones. So Geology helps you to mine, and Engineering helps you to when you set up your tent, such stuff. Okay, let's just save immediately. So we have the character in memory. Let's go to market. Hiking equipment. Number of tents, always a good idea. Map. I shall reiterate, I'm going to stream on Twitch in a little while. Really should do that very soon. I'll buy his equipment and then I'll switch to Twitch. Switch to Twitch. Rations. Is that all we need? Can I buy anything else that's meaningful? I see. Oh, yes, right. I need pickaxes. I want to be able to mine. Let's just buy a number of those. Those are really good. And some rations. There we go. Leave and save. This is a lush environment, right? Let's scroll around a bit and look at it. It's very very lush indeed, very fertile it would seem, very little desert to be seen around here. So yeah, save and quit, and now I shall switch to Twitch, and the address is this one. That's it for here, for this part. I'll be over on Twitch in a few minutes, yeah, at the most, maybe even seconds. See you there soon.